Okay. So we have to know how to log on into SAP servers, and once you log on to SAP servers, how to access the screens we require. So all these activities together is called navigation. So put heading navigation. Only for today and tomorrow you have to write. Put heading navigation. Write down please. To log on into SAP server. To log on into SAP server, double click on SAP logon icon on the desktop. Double click on SAP logon icon on the desktop. See here, look at the screen everybody. This is called SAP logon icon. So this SAP logon icon is installed by Basis Consultant on the desktop and laptop of every employee. So today after the class, I will send you one small link. Using that link, you can download the SAP GUI program. That program is called SAP GUI program. So in the same mail, I will send you the instructions on how to set up this SAP GUI program. It's very, very simple to install. So you just follow the instructions given in the mail. Then you will get this SAP logon icon on your desktop. So in order to log on into SAP system, and see, for our class purpose, every day we will log on into SAP servers, and also for your practice purpose also, you have to log on into SAP servers. For that purpose, you have to double click on this SAP logon. Then this is called logon pad. So you have to select the server, right? This is the server for our class purpose, right? Continue. Select the server. Write down please. Select the server and click on logon button in the logon pad, and click on logon button in the logon pad. So here, look at the screen. This small pad, this is called logon pad, right? So in the logon pad, we have the different servers, but in your case, you will have only one server. So this is our server for the class purpose. You just select that server, then click on logon button. This is called logon button. Then here, this is called logon screen. So in this screen, we have some fields like client, user, password, language, and also here you are seeing some bars, right? So we have to know regarding all these things. We don't get any questions in the interview relating to this screen, but it is very much professional to understand all the fields and also the lines in this particular screen. Continue. In the presented screen, the first line from the top is called menu bar. In the presented screen, the first line from the top is called menu bar. It contains different menus from screen to screen. It contains different menus from screen to screen. But in every screen, the system menu and help menu, are common. The system menu and help menu are common. Every menu contains further submenus. Every menu contains further submenus. Look at the screen. The first line from the top, this one. This is called menu bar. And these are called menus. And these menus will be changing from screen to screen. And of course, it is not necessary to remember the menus in every screen. Here, this is a user menu, system menu, and help menu. So these menus will be changing from screen to screen. But in every screen, the system menu and help menu will be there. These two menus are called common menus. Then every menu contains further submenus. That means if you click on the user menu, these are the submenus in the user menu, and these are the submenus in the user system menu, and these are the further submenus in the help menu. Like that, in every screen, the system and help menu will be there. Next, continue. The second line is called standard toolbar. The second line is called standard toolbar. It contains the same icons in all SAP screens. It contains the same icons in all SAP screens. But based on the screen we are using, some icons are highlighted. And other icons are grayed out. We can use only the highlighted icons. Look at the screen. Here, the second line from the top, that means this one. This is called standard toolbar. Why this is called standard toolbar? Because it contains the same icons in all SAP screens. That's why this is called standard toolbar. But based on the screen we are using, some icons are highlighted. Highlighted icons means what? In this particular screen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are called highlighted icons. And in the background, you are seeing some icons, no? In the grayed out mode. They are called grayed out icons. So we cannot use these grayed out icons. We can use only the highlighted icons. Continue. The rectangle square in the standard toolbar, is called command area. The rectangle square in the standard toolbar is called command area. The command area is used to enter the transaction code within brackets T code. See here, this is called command area, right? So in this command area, we enter the transaction code. So what is the transaction code? I will tell you within next few minutes. So this is called standard toolbar, right? Next, the third line is called title bar. The third line is called title bar. It describes the name of the screen. It describes the name of the screen we are using. Look at the screen. Here, this is the title bar. So the name of the screen we are using is SAP. SAP. Here, we have to remember one point. We should not pronounce as SAP. We should not pronounce as SAP. Always we have to pronounce as SAP. It is not professional to call it as SAP. Please remember this point. It is very, very important. Next, the fourth line is called application toolbar. The fourth line is called application toolbar. It contains different icons based on the application. Within brackets screen we are using. Within brackets screen we are using. Look at the screen. Here the fourth line from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. This is called application toolbar. So this application toolbar automatically pops up the required icons based on the screen we are using. And remember, it is not at all necessary to remember the icons on any screen. Okay. And here in this particular screen, we have one icon, new password. If you go to some other screen, it will show you some other icons. Next, the bottom line. The bottom line is called status bar. The bottom line is called status bar. It describes the name of the SAP application server. The name of the SAP application server. The transaction code we are using. The transaction code we are using. The system response time. The system response time, etc. Look at the screen. Here, the bottom line. This is called status bar. So this status bar displays, see, the name of the SAP application server we are using. So the name of the SAP server is SAP ECC2. This is the name of the server. Then here you have some small icon, no? If you click on that, right, it is saying that the transaction is S000. And response time. Response time means the time you click on enter and the time within which the system will show you the required screen is called response time. So in this case, response time was taken is 313 milliseconds. So you can see that any of the detail can be displayed on the status bar. Suppose if you click on this response time, see, it is showing the response time. Suppose if you click on this program, it is the program name. The system will display the program name. So in addition to the SAP application server we are using, you can see that whatever the information you want the system to display on the status bar, we can select this information, right? Continue. It also displays different messages while using the, it also displays different messages resulted while using SAP screens. They are number one, OK message. Number one, OK messages. It is displayed in green color. It is displayed in green color. See, here as a consultant, we develop number of configuration settings, and these settings are to be stored in the database. Similarly, every day, user enters the day-to-day business transactions into system. And in order to save them in the database, they click on one save button. I will show you that save button. So whenever the data is saved in the database, the system will display one message like data is saved. That message is displayed on the status bar, and that message is displayed in the green color. Right? So once we start configuration classes, I will show you that message here. Next, number 2, error message. Error message. It is displayed in red color. It is displayed in red color. If the error message is displayed, we cannot proceed further. Until it is rectified. We cannot proceed further until it is rectified. Number 3, warning message. Warning message. It is displayed in yellow color. It is displayed in yellow color. We can ignore the warning message. To ignore the warning message, click on enter button in the keyboard. So here, in different situations and scenarios, the system will display warning messages. In any case, if any warning message is displayed, we can just ignore it. To ignore that warning message, you just have to click on enter button on the keyboard. So these 3 types of messages are displayed on the status bar. Now, here you have the client, user, password, and logon language, right? Put heading client. Technically, it is the self-contained unit. Technically, it is the self-contained unit with own database tables. Technically, it is the self-contained unit with own database tables and master records. With own database tables and master records. In the that means the client represents one unit of SAP software. The client represents one unit of SAP software. In the general sense, client means the company which uses the SAP software in its business. Example, Tata Group. Example, Tata Group, Reliance Group, etc. See, here we have to understand the client from two perspectives, technical perspective and general perspective. So technically, it is the self-contained unit with own database tables. See here, yesterday I told you, right, the SAP software was developed in ABAP language. So basically, there are two types of languages, object-oriented programming languages and procedural-oriented programming languages. Nowadays, we are not at all using procedural-oriented programming languages. Now we are using only object-oriented programming languages, and sometimes they are also called OOPs, object-oriented programming languages. So ABAP is also developed on the lines of OOPs language. So in the case of OOPs languages, all the programming code is organized in the form of tables. So when we purchase the SAP software, the SAP company will deliver together all these tables to the client company. That tables, all these tables together is called client. So for the understanding purpose, remember that client represents one SAP software, nothing else. In the general sense, the companies which are using SAP software, they are called clients. Continue. When the SAP software is purchased, the SAP company will allot a number between 000 and 998. The SAP company will allot a number between 000 and 998. This number is called client number. This number is called client number. One client number can be given to any number of companies. One client number can be given to any number of companies. The client number is used to identify and log on into SAP application server. See, for the purpose of understanding, see how every human being is identified with the name, right? So similarly, every SAP software is identified with one number. That number is called client number, but that number is given by SAP company itself. Suppose, for example, my name is Lakshman Swami, and there can be any number of persons in the world with the same name Lakshman Swami. Similarly, one number can be given to any number of companies. So the main purpose of this client number is to identify the SAP software and also to log on into that software, nothing else. To log on into that server. So that is the meaning of the client. Continue. Along with the normal client number, along with the normal client number. SAP also delivers. SAP also delivers 3 more clients: 000, 001, 066, 066, which contains the default and reference settings. Which contains the default and reference settings. The basis consultant can create the new client by copying from one of the existing clients. By copying from one of the existing clients. See here, this client number is 800 here. So while logging into the server for the practice and for my class purpose, we have to give the client number 800. And of course, this is defaulted. Then next, user. The employees of the company using the SAP software. The employees of the company using the SAP software are called users. The user IDs are created. And given to employees by the basis consultants. The user IDs are created and given to employees by the basis consultants. The user ID can contain up to 12 characters. The user ID can contain up to 12 characters. It is alphanumeric. It is not case sensitive. Not case sensitive means you can use either uppercase letters or lowercase letters. It doesn't matter. So that is the thing regarding user ID.
Yeah, Lakshman sir, Sudhakar here. I have one quick question.
Tell me, Sudhakar.
The minimum is 3 and maximum is 12, I believe, right?
No.
User ID.
User ID maximum 12. Maximum 12 means minimum 1.
Minimum 1, okay.
Yeah. So that is the thing regarding user ID, right? Next, put heading password. The passwords are created. And given to employees by the basis consultants. The passwords are used. To protect their respective informations. The length of the password is 6 to 40 characters. So minimum 6, maximum 40. It is alphanumeric. It is alphanumeric. But it is case sensitive. Underline this point. It is case sensitive. Underline this point. That means if the basis consultant has created the user password using uppercase letters, the user has to enter uppercase letters only. Otherwise, if the basis consultant creates the user password using the lowercase letters, right, he has to enter lowercase letters only. That is called case sensitive. Continue. At the time of first login, the system prompts the user.
Sir?
Yes.
Sorry, I have a question, sir.
Tell me.
For example, if there's two companies which is buying a SAP software, for example, one is Tata and another is some small scale company.
Yeah.
So Tata might have some 1,000 employees, and that
Yeah.
small scale company might be having just 10 users.
Yes.
So do they have to pay to SAP on the basis of number of users who are going to use the same client?
Exactly. Here we have to purchase purchasing the software means we have to purchase the user licenses.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So depends upon the user licenses, the cost of the software depends. Right?
Understood. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Continue. At the time of first login, the system prompts the user. The system prompts the user to change the password for security reasons. So here, what is the security reason? See, the basis consultants will create the user password and also their user IDs. That means that means basis consultants knows the password and user ID of every employee. So using any password and user ID, he can log on into the system and he can do any changes to the database. So where is the security? For those changes, you will be held responsible as a user. That's why after creating the user password and user ID, and the user is logging into the server for the first time, then it will ask you to change the password. So according to certain conditions, what I told you now, he can change the password. Then nobody knows the password except he. That's how the security of the data is ensured. So here, after you install this SAP Logon, right, I will send you a separate user ID and password for every student in the class. So using that user and password, you are trying to log into the SAP server for the first time, it will ask you to change the password. Then change the password as per your will and wish, but do remember that password. So from then onwards, you have to use that password only to log into the system, not the password given by me. Continue. The employee himself can change the password once in a day. Once in a day. While changing the password, he cannot use the immediate previous 5 passwords. He cannot use the immediate previous 5 passwords. That means, say for example, I am the user and I have the habit of changing the password every day. So on 5/7/2019, my password is India123. Then on 6/7/2019, I changed my password to welcome. It should be minimum 6 characters. Then on 7/7/2019, my password was 123. Then on 8/7/2019, I changed my password to potato. Then on 9/7/2019, I changed my password to welcome 123. Then on 10/7/2019, if I need to change the password, I cannot use any of the previous 5 passwords. I have to use something other password. Let us say tomato. Then on, sorry, this is 10. Then on 11/7/2019, if I change the password, I cannot use the immediate previous 5 passwords. That means I cannot use tomato, welcome 123, potato, boss 123, welcome. I cannot use the immediate previous 5 passwords. But if you want, you can use India 123 or something else. Clear? That is the meaning of that sentence. Okay, next, continue. If the user enters the wrong password 3 times consecutively, if the user enters the wrong password 3 times consecutively, the user ID is automatically locked. The user ID is automatically locked. Then the basis system admin can unlock the user. Then the basis system admin can unlock the user. That's why I told you to remember the password, right? If you enter wrong password 3 times consecutively while logging into the system in your practice, it is automatically locked. Then again, you have to call me, I have to unlock it. Next, if the password is forgotten, it cannot be restored. It cannot be restored. Then the basis system admin can reset the password. Next, language. So that is the thing regarding password. Next, language. Put heading language. SAP software was developed in 41 international languages. SAP software was developed in 41 international languages. English is the default language. English is the default language. So these are called login credentials, right? So for every class, I have to log on to SAP server. Without logging into the server, there is no class. Every day, you have to log in compulsory for every class. So client is 800. Here in this particular server, my user is Lakshman. Then password, I am entering my password. You cannot see the password there except the cursor movement. Then language is not compulsory. Even if you don't enter any language, system defaultly takes you to English language only. So for English, if you want, you can enter EN. So after entering all these credentials, you just click on enter. Now you are logged into SAP servers. See here, this is called menu bar. So some more menus are there. And system menu and help menu are there. So in every screen, the system menu and help menu will be there. These two are called common menus. and this is the standard toolbar. If you notice that icons are same, but some more icons are highlighted there. Okay, then the third line, this is the title bar. So the name of the screen is SAP Easy Access, and this is the application toolbar. So if you notice that on this application toolbar in this screen, some more icons are there. So how do we know the name of the icons? Here, if you keep the cursor on any icon for 1 or 2 seconds, right, it will tell you the name of that icon, right? See, for example, this is log off, right? This is find. This is first page. This is previous page. This is next page. This is last page. Like that, if you keep the cursor on every icon, it will tell you the name of that icon and the purpose of that icon. So it is not necessary at all to remember the name of the icons. There are lakhs of icons we cannot remember. Sorry, hundreds of icons we cannot remember, right? And this is the status bar. So now we have logged into SAP servers. Now in order to develop the settings, right, we have to access different types of screens. So how to access the screens? That we will discuss in tomorrow's class. That is, today is navigation part 1, tomorrow is the navigation part 2. Today, after the class, I will send you one mail to all of you, right, with the details of how to set up this SAP logon. So in the mail, right, I will send you one link. Okay, 1 second, I will show you that. See here, this is the link with the help of which you can download the SAP GUI program, right? Then in order to open that file, you need to install one more program, WinRAR, right? That WinRAR is the free software available in Google. Okay, so you can download that WinRAR using this link and you can set up it. Then only you can open the file, because the file is compressed, right? The size of the file is nearly 700 MB. So in the compressed mode, right, it will be around 300 plus MB. That's why I have compressed it. So in order to open that file, you need to install the WinRAR program. That program also you can set up with the help of this link. With the help of this link. Okay. Then in the same mail, I will send you an attachment, right? So in that attachment, these are the instructions, right? These instructions also I will send you. So according to these instructions, you can set up the program. Then you get this SAP logon icon on your desktop. Then you just mail me. I will send you the user ID, password, and server IP address, and all the server credentials, right? And we require this server from the Monday class. Tomorrow also it's not necessary, right? And Saturday, Sunday we have the holidays. We have the classes from Monday to Friday only. So from Monday class we require the server access, right? So you can install the server in this way. While setting up, right, if you face any problem, right, you can WhatsApp me. Otherwise you can send me the mail. Otherwise you can call me, whatever mode you want to communicate with me. Just to communicate your problem to me, I will log on into your desktop and I will set up the program for you. It only 2 minutes work. Okay.
So one quick question here. In future to access the SAP application, we need the internet.
Yes, obviously, compulsory we need the internet.
So it is like URL based, or like compulsory internet is required.
No, it's not the URL based. Compulsory internet is required because server is here.
Okay. It's kind of a remote desktop access.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Right. So you are Mr. I'm sorry, Sudhakar. You are Mr. Sudhakar.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So tomorrow we will see the navigation part 2. So from Monday, right, we start the configuration classes. And for the configuration classes, right, I will send you one more temporary material. This is called basic settings, right? So take the printout of this material and keep it with you in the Monday class. Monday means Indian day Monday. USA day, our classes will be from Sunday to Thursday. USA days, Sunday to Thursday. Indian days, Monday to Friday. Right? So this contains 28 pages. So please take the printout of these 28 pages and keep it with you in the Monday class. This material also will be sending to you. So once you pay the fees, right, I will send you the total material of FI, right, FICO material part 1, which contains this 227 pages. Then, Anusha, any questions? Anusha, any questions? Challa Vijay, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Chandrakumar. Chandrakumar. Arvinda. Prasad.
No, no question.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, Arvinda. Okay, Prasad. Gandhi.
Sir, I just have one question.
Mhm.
Regarding the SAP GUI program, will I able to install on the MacBook?
Yes, but for the MacBook, I need to send a separate link. I will send you that. So you are using MacBook, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Challa, what you are using? You are using Windows or Mac?
Windows, sir. I
Okay.
don't have any issues.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. Stephen, any questions?
No.
Okay. Dinakar. Dinakar.
No, I don't have any question.
Okay. Harita.
No questions.
Okay. Then Sudhakar. Okay. Then Vikas, can you hear me? Then Uma, any questions?
Sir, I have one question.
Tell me.
Is it necessary to regularly change the password?
No. User can change the password once in a day. Can means it's not mandatory.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Thank you.
So, but before first logging in, you have to change the password and please remember that password. Of
Okay.
course, even if you forget it, don't worry. If you call me, I will unlock it. Or I
Okay,
will
sir.
reset it. No issues.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
Sir.
then. See you tomorrow, same time. Good night and good day, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Navigation 2. Only for today, you have to write. So from next class onwards, I will be sending you the material. 1 second, Suresh came. And Saroj, please mute yourself. And Chennammi, you also please mute yourself. Chennammi, can you hear me? Suresh, can you hear me? Yeah, Suresh, can you hear me?
I'm able to hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So yesterday I have sent you the recording of first part of navigation. And today also we will see the second part of navigation. Now, today after the class, I will send you one material, right? So take the printout of that material and keep it ready in the next class. So the material which I will be sending to you is so this is the material which I am going to send you, right? So this material will contain two word files. Number one, basic settings notes and basic settings. So you have to take the printout of this basic settings material and you have to keep it with you, right, in the next class. So today we will see the second part of the navigation. So in the first part, we have seen how to log on to SAP. That means in order to log on to SAP systems, the user has to double click on this SAP logon icon. So this SAP logon icon will be there on the desktop of every employee. And the basis consultant will install this SAP program on the desktop. As a result, this SAP logon icon will be appearing there. So today, after the class, along with the material, I will send you one more mail, right? So there I will send you the program. I will send you one link for downloading the SAP program, and also I will send you the instructions on how to set up that program. So once you set up that program, you also get this SAP logon icon on your desktop. But if you face any problem while setting up the program, you just call me. I will log on into your desktop or laptop and I will help you in setting up the program. So to log on to SAP, we have to double click on this SAP logon icon, and this is called logon pad. So in this logon pad, we have many servers, right? So we have to select the relevant server. The server for our class purpose is ECC 6.0 EHP7. So you just to select this EHP7, then click on logon button. This is called logon button. Then we have to enter the client 800, then user. Once you set up the SAP program, right? You just mail me. I will send you the user ID and password to log on into the server and to do the practice. So every one of you will be given a separate user ID and password. Then log on language English. Then you click on it. Now you are logged into SAP server. So this is the first part of navigation I explained you in the recording which I sent you yesterday to all of you. Now continue today. Please write down, put heading, navigation 2. There are two basic screens. There are two basic screens in SAP. There are two basic screens in SAP. They are, number one, SAP Easy Access screen. Number one, SAP Easy Access screen. It is also called default screen or end user screen. End user screen. It is completely used by the employees of the company. It is completely used by the employees of the company to enter the day-to-day business transactions, to generate the reports, etc. So the employees of the company which is using SAP software, they are called end users. So the end users daily, they have to enter the transactions into the system and they have to analyze the reports, they have to generate the reports. So in order to perform their daily activities related to accounting, they use this SAP Easy Access screen. Number two, IMG screen. IMG screen. It is also called SPRO screen. It is also called SPRO screen or configuration screen. Configuration screen. It is completely used by the consultants. It is completely used by the consultants to develop the configuration settings, in the implementation projects, and support projects, See here, consultant and end user. Consultant means he is the person who develops the configuration settings in the SAP FICO software so that the end users of the company can use the SAP software. As I said in the introduction class, as far as any ERP is concerned, there are two roles. One is end user role, number two, consultant role. So end user means employees of the company. So daily they enter the business transactions, then they generate the reports, they analyze the reports, etc., etc. So this is the end user job. So in order to enable the end users to perform these activities, some settings are to be done by the another professional. That professional is called consultant. So unless the consultant develops the configuration settings, the end users of the company cannot use the software. In our training, as I said in the introduction class, in our class, I am going to cover both the consultant training and the end user training. So as a consultant, first we will see what are the settings we have to do in each module. Then we will see the posting of transactions, we will see the output, we will see the reports and etc. Continue. IMG stands for Implementation Management Guide. IMG stands for Implementation Management Guide. SPRO stands for SAP Project Reference Object. SPRO stands for SAP Project Reference Object. So here, these are the two basic screens. So basic screen means behind every basic screen, there are number of screens. In that case, how to access the screens in SAP? Next heading. Accessing the screens in SAP. Accessing the screens in SAP. There are two ways. To access the screens in SAP. Number one, path. It is the execution of a series of folders and subfolders. It is the execution of a series of folders and subfolders. For example, the path for accessing the IMG screen is please write down like this only. SAP Easy Access. SAP Easy Access screen. Please write down like this only. SAP Easy Access screen. Tools. Customizing. Tools. Customizing. IMG. Execute project. SAP reference IMG. Here, this is called path. So, how here, this is the path for IMG screen. See, this is called SAP Easy Access. How can you say this is called SAP Easy Access? This is called title bar. So the title bar describes the name of the screen we are using. This is what I explained you in the navigation part 1. So I did not show you the IMG screen till now. Now I am going to take you to the IMG screen using this path. So the first one is SAP Easy Access, right? Now we are in SAP Easy Access only. And in this SAP Easy Access, these are called folders, right? So against each folder, you have an arrow mark. So after SAP Easy Access, I told you tools. So this is called tools folder, and you have to click on this tools folder. Then it is opened into subfolders. So after tools, I told you customizing. So this is called customizing subfolder. So click on customizing. Then after customizing, I told you IMG, right? This is called IMG subfolder again. You have to click on that. Then after IMG, I said execute project, right? So this is called execute project. Then after execute project, SAP reference IMG I told you. This is called SAP reference IMG. So you have to click on this SAP reference IMG. Now this is called IMG screen. So here the third line from the top is called title bar, and the title bar describes the name of the screen we are using. So this is called IMG screen. And this IMG screen will be given access to consultants only. And from this screen, the consultants will develop the configuration settings in the implementation projects and also support projects. So like that, for every screen, there is the path. And one more thing, it is not necessary to remember the paths because there are more than 1 lakh number of screens in SAP, and it is not possible for anybody to remember the paths. That's why in the interview also, nobody will ask you what is the path for any screen. That's why don't try to mug up these paths. And this is one way of accessing the screen, right? Next, number 2, transaction code. Transaction code. Within brackets, T code. It is the technical name of the screen. It is the technical name of the screen. It is the technical name of the screen. It contains up to 4 characters. It contains up to 4 characters. It is alphanumeric. It is alphanumeric. It is not case sensitive. It is not case sensitive. Means we can use uppercase letters or lowercase letters. They remain same. They remain same in all the countries. They remain same in all the countries. They do not change. They do not change even if the version changes. They do not change even if the version changes. It is the easier. It is the easier and convenient way of. It is the easier and convenient way of accessing the screens. It is the easier and convenient way of accessing the screens. For example, the path for accessing the, sorry, not path, for example, the transaction code. The transaction code for accessing the IMG screen is for accessing the IMG screen is SPRO. SPRO. That is why this IMG screen is also called SPRO screen, nothing else. Continue. The transaction code is always to be entered. The transaction code is always to be entered in the command area of SAP Easy Access screen. The transaction code is always to be entered in the command area of SAP Easy Access screen. See, I will show you now how to access the screen using the transaction code. And the transaction code is always to be entered in the command area of SAP Easy Access. So in the yesterday's recording, I told you that this is called command area, right? So the rectangle square on the standard toolbar is called command area, right? So in this command area, you just have to enter the transaction code. That's it. SPRO. Then click on enter. And after SPRO, you have to click on this SAP reference IMG also. So SPRO implies clicking on SAP reference IMG also. See, you have been taken to SAP SPRO screen. So like that, for every screen, there is the path and there is the transaction code, right? So here, I told you, I will send you one material. I will send you the material for each module, right? Which includes explanation notes, right? And also, so in the material, I have given the path for every screen. See, for example, here, this is the material. This is called configuration material. So in the configuration material, for each screen, which we are going to access, which we are going to use in our settings, I have given the path and also the transaction code, right? So you can use either path or transaction code according to your requirement. But in your practice, better to use always path, because while executing the path, you can see the other activities also. But in the real time, end users, generally they use transaction codes, right? So sometimes in the interview, they will ask you the transaction codes, very rarely. So some important transaction codes are there. So what are those important transaction codes? I will explain you why in the classes, right? Now, other examples. Write down other examples. F-02. Enter general ledger posting. F-02. Enter general ledger posting. F-43. F-43. Enter in vendor invoice. Enter vendor invoice. Vendor invoice means purchase invoice. F-53. Post outgoing payment. Post outgoing payment. Outgoing payment means payment to vendor on the purchase invoice. F-22. Enter customer invoice. Enter customer invoice. F-28. Post incoming payment. Post incoming payment. So these are the incoming payment means payment from customer on the sales invoice. So these are the some of the business transactions which everybody knows. That is the reason why I have taken the examples of these business transactions. And there are many more transaction codes are there in FICO, We will cover all these transaction codes in our FICO classes training. Now, here, this F-02, F-43, F-53, they do not have any meaning. They represent the name of the screen, nothing else. Say, for example, today, we have paid some expenses and we have received some revenues. So these expenses and revenues are to be entered in one screen, into the system. For that purpose, we have to access one screen. The technical name of that screen is F-02. And today, we have purchased some materials from a supplier and we have received the purchase invoice. And the purchase invoice is to be entered into the SAP system. For that purpose, we need to access one screen. The technical name of that screen is F-40. And today, we have paid some amounts to some of the vendors. And these payments are to be entered into SAP system. For that purpose, we need to access some screen. And the technical name of that screen is F-53. So that's how every transaction code represents the technical name of the screen. So let us see how to use this transaction codes, right? Suppose, for example, I want to go to F-02 screen. And I told you, the transaction code is always to be entered in the command area of SAP Easy Access screen. So is this SAP Easy Access screen? Sorry, we have gone to this SPRO screen, is there, right? Previously. So we have been there in SPRO screen. And I told you, the transaction code is always to be entered in the command area of SAP Easy Access. Is this SAP Easy Access? No. Here you can see the name of the screen. In the third line from the top, this is called title bar and it describes the name of the screen. So this is not SAP Easy Access. So even if you enter the transaction code here, it will not work. Sorry. So the transaction code is always to be entered in the command area of SAP Easy Access. So how to move from this existing screen to SAP Easy Access screen? Write down, please. To move from the, write down, to move from the existing screen to SAP Easy Access screen, to move from the existing screen to SAP Easy Access screen, enter /n / enter /n in the command area and click on enter. Enter /n in the command area and click on enter. Look at the screen. So this command area is there in every screen, right? So in the command area, you enter /n there, then you click on enter. See, you have been taken to SAP Easy Access. Then here you can enter the transaction code F-02. Then you click on enter. That's it. See, enter GL account posting. So in this screen, we enter the business transactions in the general ledger account. And you see the movement of my cursor. The bottom line is called status bar. So on the status bar, you can see the transaction code. So with the help of the transaction code being displayed on the status bar, the user can understand which screen he is using. Getting the point? Now, so we are in F-02, right? Now, from F-02, I want to go to F-43. So again, you have to move back to SAP Easy Access. From there, you have to enter the F-43. For that, enter /n in the command area, then click on enter. So you will be taken to SAP Easy Access. Here you enter F-40. Then click on enter. See, enter vendor invoice. And also you can see the transaction code here. So how to enter the vendor invoices and all these things we will discuss later on. But here we are just discussing how to log on into the SAP and how to access the screens we require to develop our configuration settings. Then from F-43, I want to go to F-28, right? So first you have to go back to SAP Easy Access by entering the /n in the command area, then F-28. See, post incoming payments. Incoming payment means payment from customer. Now, one more technique I will tell you. Write down. To move from the existing screen, to SAP Easy Access screen, to move from the existing screen to SAP Easy Access screen, to the required screen directly, enter /m in the command area. Enter /n in the command area, followed by the transaction code of the required screen, and click on it. Example, /n f-02. In between, there should not be any spaces. /n f-02, /n f-43, /n f-53, etc. Look at the screen, everybody. Here we are in f-28, right? So from here you can see the transaction code. See the movement of my cursor. So here we are in f-28. From here I want to go to f-02 directly. So enter /n in the command area, followed by the transaction code of the required screen, f-02. Then click on enter. See, you have been taken to enter GL account posting, and you see the transaction code f-02. From here I want to go to f-43 again. So /n f-43. See how fast you have been taken, how fast you are moving from the screens. /n f-22. Enter customer invoice. /n f-28. Post incoming payments. So the logic here is, with the help of the /n, the system internally moves to SAP Easy Access. From there, it executes the transaction code, nothing else. So I'm taking you to the screens. I'm taking you to the subject slowly, right? Now, here we are in f-28, right? Now, if I enter, I want to go to f-02 now. So if I enter f-02 and if you click on enter, what happens is the system closes this f-28 and it will take you to f-02. See? So the system has closed the f-28 and it has taken you to f-02. But here, sometimes I want to work with multiple screens. I don't want to close existing screen. In addition to the existing screen, I want to work with one more screen. That is also possible. For that, we have to open a new session. Session is nothing but window, right? Continue. To open the new session, within brackets, window, enter /o, in the command area, enter /o in the command area, click on enter, click on generate button, click on generate button, click on generate button. Look at the screen, please. Here we are in f-02, right? So here, this is the command area. You just click on you just enter /o, click on enter, then click on generate button. Now, defaultly, you'll be taken to SAP Easy Access. So here, we can enter another transaction code, Say for example, F-22. Click on enter. See, enter customer invoice. Now you can see two screens here. This is enter GL account posting. See F-02. Then this is F-22, enter customer invoice. So here, by minimizing and maximizing the screens, we can use the screens. But remember, system cannot divide the screen into the screens. Right? Now, continue. Another technique. To open the new session, path is menu bar. To open the new session, path is menu bar, system, new GUI window. System, new GUI window. See here, menu bar means the first line from the top is called menu bar. This was clearly there in yesterday's recording. The first line from the top is called menu bar. So menu bar, system. And here the system menu is available in every screen. So menu bar, system, new GUI window. Again, system will default to takes you to SAP Easy Access. So here you enter F-28. See, you have the three sessions now. One, this is enter customer invoice, and this is post incoming payment. Right? Continue. To open the new session, directly with the required screen, to open the new session directly with the required screen, enter /O, in the command area, enter /O in the command area, followed by the T code of the required screen, followed by the T code of the required screen, and click on enter. Followed by the T code of the required screen and click on enter. Example, /O F-43, /O F-53, etc. Look at the screen. We have four sessions, we have three sessions now, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, /O F-53. System opens the new session directly with the required transaction code. See, now you have 4 sessions. Then /O F-22 again. See, now you have 5 sessions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now again, /O F-28. Now you have 6 sessions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if I try to open one more session, see what happens. It gives one message. Maximum number of GUI sessions reached. Write down. The maximum number of sessions, we can use at a time. The maximum number of sessions we can use at a time is 6. Now continue. Next point. To close the current session, or existing session, enter /I for India. Enter /I in the command area and click on enter. And click on enter. See, look at the screen, everybody, please. Now we have 6 sessions, right? We have 6 sessions now, and we are in +0 now, right? So if you want to close this session in the command area, you just enter /I. That's it. Then click on enter. See, now that session is closed. You have 5 sessions. Now again, we are in +28. So if you want to close the +28 session, enter /I in the command area, then click on enter. Now you have 4 sessions. So entering /I and closing the session is SAP standard functionality, right? But according to normal Windows GUI function, you just see the movement of my cursor. On the right hand side top corner, you have one into mark, right? So if you click on that into mark also, the session is closed. See, we have only 3 sessions. Again, you can click on this into mark. Now you have only 2 sessions, right? Now continue. Path for closing the current session is menu bar, system, close GUI window. Close GUI window. GUI means graphical user interface. Look at the screen, please. We are in +22, right? So go to menu bar. First line is the menu bar. Then menu bar, system, close GUI window. Now we have only 1 session now, right? Continue. Last point for today. To log off from the system, go to menu bar, system, log off. Go to menu bar, system, log off. So this is the menu bar. System, log off. See, unsaved data will be lost. Do you want to log off? Yes. Write down. Click yes on the message. Now you are logged off from the SAP systems. So like that, for doing the practice, every day you have to log on to SAP servers and you have to access the screens with the help of this / and /o and transaction code. So yesterday's class and today's class, right, is only to make you comfortable with the software, right? You don't get any interview questions from yesterday's class and today's class. Yesterday recording of the navigation, I sent you to everybody. If anybody does not receive, please let me know. I will send you again. Chinnammi, I have sent you this yesterday's recording also to you. Okay, just listen to the recording. And today recording or today class is the continuation of yesterday's class. Again, if you want to log in, you have to double click on SAP logon icon. Select the server, then click on logon button. Then you enter the client 800 user. I will be providing you the user ID. Once you set up the SAP GUI, just mail me. I will send you the user ID and password. So user is my user, Lakshman, and I am entering the password. Then language here, then click on it. So you are logged into SAP systems. Once you log in SAP systems, you can use /o, /n and transaction code according to your requirement to access the screens. So this is the navigation part. So our classes are from Monday to Friday, right? So again, we have the class on Monday. So I will send you the material today, basic settings PPT, just to take the printout of this material. So module wise, I will be sending you the material. GL, AP, general ledger accounting, accounts payable, account receivable, asset accounting, like that. Module wise, I will be sending you the material. right? So you have to take the printout of the word material and you have to keep it with you. So every class I will explain with the help of the presentations first. Suppose, for example, first concept is we have to maintain the enterprise structure in SAP of the client company. So what is enterprise structure? I will explain with the help of this presentation. What is company code, what is business area. So I will explain with the help of the presentation, and this explanation is documented here in another notes, not this one. This one, basic sentence notes. See, company code, right? Then business area, like that. So these settings are to be done in the system. So for that, again, this is the configuration material. So every time in every module, you have to take the printout of this configuration material and you have to keep it with you, right? This is how we proceed in our class. And every session is recorded and the recording will be sent to you, right? And today also, I will send you 2 mails. One is recording of today. Sorry, 3 mails I will send you. Today's recording I will send you. Then material I will send you, basic settings PPT, and I will send you one more mail in which you will get the link to download the SAP GUI program. And in the same mail, I will send you the instructions on how to set up the SAP GUI, right? Then once you set up the SAP GUI, you get this SAP logon icon on your desktop. Then you just mail me, right? Then I will send you the user ID and password. See, suppose, for example, if you are facing any problem, right, while doing the practice or while setting up the SAP GUI, my mail ID is saplakshman@yahoo.com. I hope everybody is having this mail ID. And my mobile number is 955081401. You can add me on WhatsApp also, right? So while doing the practice, if you are getting any errors, just WhatsApp me. Immediately I will give you the solution where you have done wrong. Okay, so once you set up the SAP GUI program, you just WhatsApp me on this mobile. I will send you the user ID and password. So Chinnammi, any questions? Bharat, any questions?
No, Lakshman, I'm good.
Yeah. Saroz?
No.
Okay. Suresh? Suresh, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So you can use the same link for throughout the FICO classes. So from Monday onwards, some other people also will be coming. Okay, then good night and good day and happy weekend, everybody. See you on Monday.
Yeah, thanks, Lakshman. Sure.